Thanks so much for making our tails wag by watching this guest interview from Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life.
Welcome back to Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life Show. Yep, I'm your host, Arden Moore. Hey, our next guests are really making life safer, happier, and better for pets in Omaha, Nebraska. Please welcome to the show, Kristen Hoseful. She is the organizer for the Omaha area pet sitters, and Jessica Gleason, co-owner of Pups with a Purpose. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have to confess, we all know each other. Let's start with Kristen. Way back in probably the fall of 2022, I get this email, you introducing yourself. Bring everybody up to speed. How does Arden Moore know Jessica Gleason and Christine Hosefall? And we weren't in prison together, so take it away.
Back in the summer months and the fall months, we were looking for someone to teach our pet sitters first aid and CPR in person. And in the state of Nebraska, there's not anybody that we could find that was willing to come do it. And we got connected with Allison from Allison Helps Cats in Lincoln, who then connected us with you, Arden, and it's all uphill from there.
So my team, Pet Safety Dog Kona and Pet Safety Cat Casey, and I drove over 700 miles from Dallas to Omaha, and we were very honored to teach several classes in pet first aid with you all, and also pet behavior talk. So we want to thank you because it was a fun road trip. And we got to do it at a place called Pups with a Purpose. Mm-hmm. And Jessica, tell people what that is, because I had canine envy the first time I put my first foot in the door.
Yeah, so Pups with a Purpose is a dog training company in Omaha, and we specialize in training therapy dogs, not therapy cats yet, but therapy dogs.
Casey will come help you.
Yeah. So we also do classes, and we have a doggy daycare. So Kristen and I have known each other just because we're both in the dog industry, and she reached out and asked if we could host CPR classes here, and I was so excited that there was someone that we could take classes from, and B, that I could be a part of it. So.
Oh, you were great. So how far back do you go, Kristen? How did you guys hook up as friends in the world of dogs?
Oh gosh. How old is Raleigh now? He is 7. So 5 years ago now, I think.
Nice.
Maybe even a little bit longer.
I like how you do this. You subtract. Is that a dog or a child?
Yeah, it's a dog. It's a dog.
Okay. Yeah.
Jessica and I both went through the same dog training program with our personal dogs. Mm-hmm. And then on my end, I kind of became like an apprentice by proxy. I didn't actually complete the apprentice program with that specific dog trainer, but Jessica, I think you did.
I did. Mm-hmm.
But we were both kind of mentored by the same dog trainer as we got started with our businesses. Jessica went the dog training route. I went the pet sitting route. And it's been nice having that team that we just back each other up.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly.
So if you were trying to explain Omaha area pet sitters, it's my understanding that I know on your website, everybody's going to dash over to it. You've got over 1.2 thousand followers. But you're kind of it says it's a client connection service with more than 70 independently owned and operated pet sitting companies in Omaha area. Tell us a little bit about what your job is. You're like the ringmaster.
So I started Omaha area pet sitters last year, almost exactly a year ago. And I basically started it to get connected with other pet sitters in the area because I no longer had room in my schedule for new clients. And I wanted people that I could trust to refer clients to. Also, to have that backup if I ever needed to take some time off. As a solo sitter, that can get really difficult sometimes. And the sitters that I was using were all getting full too. So we were kind of running into a wall where we had no one to refer to, even though we knew there was a ton of people out there.
Yeah.
It's hard to be like, I wholeheartedly trust you with my clients kind of thing.
Right.
So I started it basically as like it was just like a sitter group at first. So it was just sitters. And as it grew, I kind of realized that there were things that I was aware of that they were not aware of in the pet sitting industry, as far as different technology that we can use, different products, different educational options. So it kind of became my goal to bring that continuing education to the sitters of Omaha.
So build it, they will come.
Yes. Essentially, that is what has happened. And then
all you friends in Iowa, sorry, from the movie.
And then as we grew, I realized that we could use this network to help the community as well. So we started out by having a big pet sitting network meeting that we hosted at.
How long ago was this that you created Omaha Area Pet Sitters? I know that it's been 5 years based on your dog that you've been with Jessica, but as friends.
Only a year.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. So here's one thing I want to delve in, because we're going to talk about some things that you guys do in the community. But what were you doing before this? Were you a brain surgeon? What were you doing, Kristen?
Before doing this, before starting this network, I was just a solo full-time pet sitter, running my own business. And then I also host bar trivia, and I also own a small baking business.
Excuse me. You said, what was this? What was the second one? And why was the dog counter surfing behind you?
Oh, Gracie. Yeah, there's a bag of treats back there. I host bar trivia.
Nice. Yeah. All right. Well, and how about you, Jessica? I know you and your husband, Nate, own Pups with a Purpose. Mm-hmm. How long have you been in the dog world? What were you doing prior to this? And this is kind of a cool center, and it's not that old.
Yeah. So I worked in the nonprofit realm before this, working with at-risk children, teaching social skills. Yeah. So I like to say I got my my start in behavior modification working with kids.
That's funny though. It's funny though, because Jessica and I actually did the same thing.
Oh yeah.
Prior to getting into dogs, I also worked at the same place, but we were at separate times.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It was fate that you guys were going to get together with the love of dogs. Yeah. Keep going. So you and your husband, how long has Pups with a Purpose been around?
Yeah, so I adopted my dog Stanley in 2018, and he showed a sensitivity to people's emotions. And so I, having a background in mental health, wanted to help people, and alongside my dog would be an extra bonus. So we got certified as a therapy dog team in 2018, and I quickly noticed that there was a need in Omaha to help people also become certified. So I started Pups with a Purpose in 2019, and we opened our facility last fall in 2020. In 2022.
How big is this place? It was pretty big.
Yeah, 4,700 square feet. So
wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of dog hair to vacuum.
It is. It is a lot of vacuuming.
Hey, we're speaking with Kristen Holzoffel and Jessica Gleason, two movers and shakers for dogs that wag tails in Omaha. We're going to plunge into some of the things that they're doing to bring out the best in pets after we take this break. So you know the drill. Sit, stay. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life Show. I'm your host, Arden Moore. I've got two dynamos from Omaha, Nebraska. I'm going to go with Jessica Gleason of Pups with a Purpose and Kristen Ozaffel from Omaha area pet sitters. So I was looking, I was honored that you brought me to Omaha with Kona and Casey to teach pet first aid, but you guys didn't just sit back and take a little coffee break. I'm looking at on May 20th. Are you organizing a dog prom? Or
no, that's a business here in Omaha, the Omaha Dog Bar. They're hosting dog prom this year.
So part of your role, Kristen, is to give shout outs about dog and other pet activities going on in the Omaha area.
Yeah.
Really, a dog prom. Do they get a corsage or do they just get, a meaty treat?
I honestly can't say that I've ever been, if they've done it in the past. So I'm not entirely sure what it all entails, but
I do think dogs dress up.
yeah, I do believe that happens.
Well, and speaking of dressing up, at Pups with a Purpose, I love when dogs graduate. There's mortarboards. What's going on there, Jessica?
Yeah, we like to celebrate these dogs and people's wins. So we like to do graduation up. And my puppy trainers, they love to get creative. So they do little hats and we have a sign and you get certificates. So it's just fun. We love to celebrate. So
that's right. So one of your more favorite classes, I saw there was an egg relay race with pets with a leash with a person outdoors. I love that idea. Tell us what's the purpose of it?
Yeah, so that would be one of our advanced classes, and we yes, so we know that people and dogs can be inherently competitive. So in order to keep people practicing at home, we do relay races and competitions. So that specific one was the goal was that your dog was walking nicely, loose on the leash next to you, while the human is holding a spoon with an egg in it. And if you drop the egg, then you're out. So
How far
fun.
Distance do they have to walk?
I think it was about 10 to 15 feet. So not too far, but yeah, they got into it. The people really got into it.
Well, you said you're one of your other classes that's pretty popular. It's called Puppy Socials. What is that?
Yeah, so our puppy socials class is for dogs under 6 months old, and it's just a puppy play hour. So a lot of our obedience classes focus on the relationship between the handler and the dog, and so we wanted to give a whole separate class dedicated to dogs learning about play and socialization from each other. So that is it's so fun to watch the puppies, especially the shy puppies come out of their shells.
How do you help a shy puppy out of their shell? What's a tip you can give our listeners?
Yeah, so it helps if you buddy up with a more confident dog. So, and then we let them, sometimes depending on the dog, we just let them hang out and watch, and they get to see all these other dogs have fun, meet friends, and then they might try to make a friend with one dog. And so we'll let them, go in a corner and get to know each other and play and bounce.
Exchange P-mail.
Yeah. And then by the next class, they're romping around and spinning and doing all the tricks and things. So we just give them space to kind of check things out. We don't rush into the play. So
I like that. And for those of you watching this on YouTube, who's giving you a kiss on the cheek, Kristen?
This is Gracie.
And what's Gracie's 411?
Gracie, she is a therapy dog, and eventually I'll be able to handle her. And we'll be joining Pups with a Purpose and doing fun activities with them. But right now she's just the Omaha area pet sitter's spokes dog.
And what kind of dog is she? How old is she?
She's a 3-year-old golden doodle.
And how did you get her?
She actually came from a client
Mhm.
who passed away, and Gracie was left to us. So,
Well, she loves you. I can see the energy. I can see the energy. What is something, Jessica, that dogs have done to you? And then I'm going to ask Kristen to make you a better human.
Oh, that's a good question. I would say that dogs have taught me so many things, but really that consistency is more important than anything else. So you can teach a dog something, but you're going to have to consistently reinforce that and consistently practice it in order for it to, in order for that dog to learn, and then in order for that skill to count when you want it to. So consistency and preparation. And so I try to take that into my daily life outside of dogs too.
The other thing I hear from you is that you spend time quietly observing the dogs and their interactions. And I noticed when I met you, you pay attention to others around you. So maybe that's a skill you picked up too. You don't just talk, you watch and then speak with a purpose.
Yes. Yep. I do. Thank you, Arden. That is very insightful.
That was a lucky guess. Kristen, I know you're not shy and you are out to conquer the world, but there is something about dogs with you. What is it, and what have dogs done to make you a better Kristen?
I mean, I haven't always been like this. I think I had to find my confidence with my dog. He was a very, I don't know, he's a very sensitive guy.
Which one are you speaking of?
Raleigh.
Okay.
He's our border collie. He is a very sensitive guy. He had some pretty serious reactive behaviors prior to getting into training. And I remember when we started the whole dog life, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know what I was getting into. The only experience we really had was a Pomeranian who all he did was sleep. And so I thought it would be a good idea to get a little puppy border collie, and thought I knew what I was getting into.
That's an Einstein with the tail. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So when I got him, I was definitely lacking my own confidence. So helping him grow definitely helped me grow. And then it kind of took me on this path where I was able to find my confidence and become a more outgoing person, and learn that I needed to use that power to help other people that maybe have questions or don't know where to go or what to do, or are feeling defeated, because we've all been there.
I like that. So in Omaha, I just got to stay for like 5 days, but there is the inner rail. It's an area that used to be a racetrack or something, and very pet friendly. I'll start with Kristen first. What is the flavor for dogs, cats in Omaha? Give us some examples that make it like a nice place to be a dog or a cat.
Oh, it's huge. The pet population in Omaha is ridiculous, which is why I thought it was so important to kind of build this sitter client connection service, because people all over Omaha are always looking for sitters. But like, I mean, we have dog parks popping up all over the place. Anytime they build like a new big area, there's almost always a dog park in it at this point.
Nice. That's nice to know.
Yeah. Most apartment buildings that allow dogs have dog parks in them as well, which is a huge thing, because that hasn't always been the case. And I think
there's a lot of dog friendly eateries too. I mean, outside, of course, when the weather isn't wacky.
Yeah. And there's also a few breweries around Omaha that don't serve food that do allow dogs to be inside.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How about for you, Jessica? What are some dog perks of being in Omaha, and what is something you want to do maybe at Pups with a Purpose to expand some other options going down the trail?
Yeah, I think Omaha there are a lot of dogs, and that has there's a lot of demand here, and we have we have a huge pet professional network, which is really
Nice.
cool. So our puppy parents and pet parents really do have so many options to find professionals that fit within that will work with them and on things that they want to see. So it's just really cool to see, we have Facebook groups and people will be like, oh, I need this. And there's so many recommendations under each one of those posts.
It is a very pet welcoming place. I can attest to it. Bringing pet safety dog Kona and pet safety cat Casey there. I can't believe the show's, that's it. I mean, the time goes by so fast. I do want at this time to give a big pause up to our special guests, Kristen and Jessica. I want you all to check out Omaha area pet sitters on Facebook, and pupswithapurpose.com is the website, and also the same Facebook. Is that correct, Jessica?
Yep, that's correct.